Hello, my friends. I'm Daniel, Tyler, the Note Self Guy, and welcome to my channel. Today's episode is a little bit different, and it's a bit humorous, too. We meet four guys who meet up in a park, and these guys are basically having a conversation. What they're talking about is they're talking about the afterlife. In other words, they're talking about you're dead, now what? In addition to that, they're talking about religion. They're talking about heaven and hell, rather heaven and hell are right here on earth. They're talking about the Big Bang Theory. They're talking about being an atheist or agnostic, and a whole lot more. Have you ever wanted to be in a situation where you were a fly on the wall listening in on some really interesting stuff? Well, today's your chance. Roll the tape.
Hey, what you reading, amigo? I'm reading the Bible. My name is Carmine Benapucci, and I'm Italian. A black Italian? What's the matter? You never seen a black Italian before? We're everywhere. I ain't never seen no black Italian before, but look here. There's a Greek fella who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think his name is Yanis or Akupapupo, whatever his name is. They call him the Greek Freak. He's Greek and he's black, so I guess being black and Italian could be a thing. I guess. Hey, who is this guy? He's a real genius. Boy. What's your name, friend? My name is John Baran, but my friends call me Buck. Hey, they call you Buck. There's no arguing that. They gave this guy the right name. I see you reading the Bible. Do you really believe in that stuff? I mean, it's a book written by ordinary men. And in fact, there have been so many different versions over the years. How do you even know that stuff in the Bible is even true? Besides, the world has been around for millions and millions of years. How do you explain that? Look here, these are no ordinary men. These are men inspired by God. Over 80% of the predictions in the Bible have come true with 100% accuracy. That's an excellent track record, sir. You see, the Bible has never been wrong. Well, that's just a lucky streak, my friend. Where's the tangible proof? I need to see some proof. Seeing is believing. Besides, scientists believe in evolution and the Big Bang Theory. Good Christ told Moses, man! What's wrong with you? Where's the tangible proof? It's everywhere! It's time for me to take you to school, sonny. Do you see this 1967 Barracuda? Hey, I see it. It's a nice ride, old dude. What about it? Back in my day, it was a real tick magnet. As a matter of fact, it's still a tick magnet today. I got a question for you, mister. Did that car somehow make itself? Huh? Of course not. Plymouth made that car. Exactly! Nothing comes into this universe without a creator. From the buildings that you see, to the clothes you're wearing, to that bench that your butt is sitting on. Come on, man! What's wrong with you? Everything has a creator, and God is the only exception. Why? Because he created everything. Listen here, you old buzzard. What about the Big Bang? What are you talking about, doctor? Were these scientists around to witness the Big Bang? These geniuses can't even build a spaceship capable of doing 10% of the speed of light. What do they know? Excuse me, fellas. What's up with this guy's teeth? Good heavens, mister! 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. Now look here. Mama always told me to respect my elders. So enough about my teeth, okay? I go see a dentist next week. Well, it's about time. Listen here, fellas. Let me offer you two an olive branch. Now, listen here. I'm just a guy that cleans toilets for a living. But could it be possible that God used the Big Bang as a way to start creation? I don't know, but it could be possible, you know. But make no mistake about it. God is the one that created everything. That's for sure. There's evidence of God's handiwork everywhere. Just look at the moon, the stars, the sky, and the oceans. There's no way these things create themselves, right?
That's right. You can't get something from nothing, sir.
I suppose it's possible that God used a Big Bang to jumpstart the creation of the universe. But truthfully, Genesis 1 and 2 and Exodus 20:11 tell the story.
Listen, Carmine, only a fool says in his heart there's no God. Don't be a fool, man.
Hey, Carmine, listen here. Let me ask you a question. What do you think happens when you die? In other words, when you're dead, now what? Hey, I don't believe in a real heaven and a hell. I believe heaven and hell are right here on earth. When you die, you're dead. That's it. It's all over. End of story. Bada boom, bada bing.
You gotta be kidding me. Heaven and hell are not right on earth. You got it all wrong, mister. What you're experiencing is trials and tribulations. I got news for you, doctor. If heaven is on earth, then I want a refund.
Look here. The Bible's pretty clear. It tells the story of a poor man, his name is Lazarus, and a rich man. And you see what happened was is that both of them died, you see. And it says that Lazarus went to be with Abraham, but when when the rich man died, he opened up his eyes in hell.
Heaven and hell are real. In fact, Jesus talked more about hell than he did heaven. When we die, our souls are taken either to heaven or hell.
2 Corinthians 5:8
tells us to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So that means that for all the people who are saved and who have died, currently their souls are in heaven with Jesus.
Listen, my friend, that old Carmine asked you a question. There's so many different religions out there. Which one do you choose from? There's so many different gods out there. Which one do you pick? Why? I ask you, why should I follow Jesus? What's so special about Jesus Christ? Look here, I asked myself that same question. Before I became a Christian, I thought to myself, now, if I didn't know which religion was the right one, which one would I choose? So I thought to myself, you see, here was my thought process. I took some of the major religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. And then I thought, well, each one of these religions has a version of heaven and hell. Now, if I am a Christian and I follow my doctrine to the best of my ability, that means Bible, I could get into the heaven of the Buddhists, the Hinduism, and probably even the Islam. Well, I'm not really sure about the Islam one, but I could certainly pretty much get in the heaven of all of them. However, the reverse isn't true. You can't get into the Christian heaven unless you're a Christian and you follow Christ and you've accepted Christ as your Lord and Savior. Let me give you something to think about. When you hear about anti-religion, it's never anti-Buddha or anti-Hindu or even anti-Islam. It's mostly a campaign against the anti-Christian. Now you have to ask yourself this question. Why is that so? It must be a reason.
Hear me and hear me well. All the founders of the major religions can be found in a grave. Jesus Christ is the only notable exception. With Christ, we celebrate the empty tomb. In other words, we celebrate his resurrection. Doctor! Note to self that we're witnesses to his resurrection. And if you keep it score, check out Acts chapter 1, verse 3.
You see, if I were a betting man, 7, but of course I'm not, I would choose Christ because Christ seemed to be the best option. But as I began to read the Bible, I began to understand the love that God has for all of humanity. In fact, he sent himself on a suicide mission to die for the sins of all of mankind. You do realize that God and Jesus are one and the same, don't you? God is simply Jesus in human form. Look here, I know I'm just a janitor and I work for Already Electric, good company. But let me tell you something. I've seen miracles in my own life. I am 100% certain that Jesus Christ is Lord. That's for sure. Hey, Buck, let me ask you a question. What happens when you die, and let's just suppose that Jesus does not exist, and you simply die and you're dead, and that's it, you cease to exist. Then what? Well, the truth is, we all got a date with death. Now, let me tell you something. If by some miracle, when I die, there is no afterlife, I'd only have one regret. And you want to know what that one regret is? It's that I didn't fulfill all these lustful desires I have rolled up inside of me. Otherwise, I'm good. You see, God is like that security blanket that Linus had on Charlie Brown. God is there to guard, to love, and to give me peace through all of my trials and tribulations, you see. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. So therefore, I have no regrets. Carmine, let me ask you a question. What if I'm right and you wrong? you would have lost everything. Do you really want to take that chance?
Jesus is the real deal. He once said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. Acts chapter 4, verse 12.